All right, let's talk about weekly profiles, just a brief overview. So taking month 7 content from the core content from ICT, talks about short-term trading, and the thing about the weekly profiles requires the previous day's high and low. So we got Euro futures chart here, just overview type of thing. So when we look at the week's profile, we're gonna need Monday's range, midnight to midnight, so previous Monday midnight to Tuesday midnight, and we need Monday's range to help frame the rest of the week. So with Monday's range, we can then see how that price action breaks below. We revisit the previous day's low after a high, and using Monday's range and waiting for Tuesday PM, we can frame up the likelihood of the weekly profile. So Tuesday PM, we can see we have a dip into something here without going into the lower time frame. The point is just to reflect on the importance of a weekly profile, and how you frame a weekly profile is first by just taking Monday's range. So I've often heard a lot of ICT traders are saying they don't trade on Mondays. I never understood why, because ICT himself would say, well, Mondays are a trading day in certain conditions. Here is one of those conditions where you may not need to press yourself hard on Monday, because you're going to need Monday's range to frame something even better. So here, Monday creates a range. Let's just go full screen here. So Monday creates a range, and we see that that range is broken to the buy side, revisited, and then there's a consecutive run throughout the day. Then we can see Asia into Wednesday's price action, dip below Asia, make a bullish shift, revisit a fair value gap, and then have the most aggressive push. Now the relevance of looking back is obvious, because then we punch into the buy side here on Thursday, which pulls the classic Tuesday low profile for reversal on Friday, pulls that into play. Now Thursday into Friday's price action goes bearish, and where does it come back to? It revisits Monday's range, closing up this BC. Another example on the weekly profile is here. So the following week, what we have is a Tuesday high profile. So again, letting Monday play out. Tuesday uses Monday's range as a look back. Tuesday was a consolidated day. Asia runs London up. Asia consolidates, London runs up into a premium array, which not coincidentally revisits Monday's previous range. So we have a run up, drawing in more buyers, market structure shift, engineered lows, revisit the premium, referencing Monday's range. This is CPI, so not CPI trading, but using the logic to say, okay, I was anticipating a bearish move, might just have to let Wednesday go. Thursday, we use Wednesday's Asian range, price runs down, EPI runs up, then we see the displacement, revisit the order block and breaker, high, low, higher high, displacement, lowest down close candle in between the two highs, taking the body, and price is neatly tucked in at the bodies on the breaker, and then displaces on Friday. There's no real kick up on Friday, so unlike the previous Tuesday low where there was a Thursday to Friday pull back into the range, this was such an expansive move, there was no kick up on Friday. And each week there's this framing of the week which takes the Monday range, and even the previous week that led into this classic Tuesday low week. If we take that week and we look at Monday, frame the range, then we mark out Tuesday's Tuesday to Wednesday's price action. We can see we have a Tuesday run up. We break lower to displace. There's a retrace into one fair value gap, break lower, Asian range, London pushes the high and then returns bearish. And where is price targeting? A reference point on Monday. So using that Monday range to frame the weekly profile is absolutely a killer tool to help with framing the week. So even if you're feeling confused, I highly recommend taking a zoom out, going on the hourly chart, frame up Monday, look at how price is using Monday's range. If it's not running away from Monday's high or running away from Monday's low, there's a chance it's going to revisit it somehow, whether to take or complete a run or frame it around breaking back into the range on Tuesday, for example. Once price broke back into Monday's range, then we'll be using that framework to say, okay, this is probably going to be bearish, and where are we headed? We're going to frame something off of Monday's range. There's a lot more study in here that's worthwhile. For example, using the standard deviations off of Monday's range to project lows, or using the standard deviation off of Monday's range to project midpoints. There's a lot of very interesting study, but it really starts off with taking Monday's range, being patient enough to consider not trading on Monday, and using Monday's information when price makes shifts in market structure, using Monday's information as reference points. Or if price has run away from it and we know we're expecting a revisit into the week's range, like using some TGIF mechanics, we can still use Monday's range information as targets. All right, more to come on weekly ranges.